Hi, I'm Solomon Ansel, and today we'll be diving deep into securing your Nagios Log Server 2024 R2 with TLS encryption. Everyone knows that security is non-negotiable. At the end of this video, we'll have your server locked down with TLS, protecting your logs from prying eyes. Let's get started. First, we need to install OpenSSL. To do that, we're going to run yum install -y mod SSL OpenSSL. This ensures we have everything we need to generate and manage our TLS certificates. Now I'm going to hit the clear command, clear my screen. Next, we'll create a directory to store our TLS certificates in. To do that, I'm going to run mkdir -p/user/local/Nagios Log Server /var/certs. Then I'm going to go into that directory, cd/user/local/Nagios Log Server /var/certs. This keeps things organized and makes it easy for us to reference our certificates later. Now, I'm going to generate our private key. This key is essential because it's going to be used to encrypt our TLS traffic. To do this, I'm going to run OpenSSL gen rsa-out. I'm going to call our key Nagios Log Server.key 2048. This is going to create a 2048-bit key, which is recommended size for secure encryption. Next, we'll generate a certificate signing request, or CSR. To do that, I'm going to run OpenSSL rec-new-key. Here I'm going to reference our private key that we made earlier, Nagios Log Server.key-out. And I'm going to call this file Nagios Log Server.csr. So this command is going to ask us for some information. For example, our location. I'm in the US. I'm located in Minnesota. The city I'm living in is St. Paul. Organization. Unit. This is an arbitrary name. Typically, you can put your department or whatever you wish. For me, I'm going to type support. For common name, I highly suggest you enter your fully qualified domain name. In this case, it's Nagios Log Server.solomon.com. Adding an email address is optional. I'm going to skip it by hitting enter. If you wish to password protect your CSR, then enter a password here. However, the password field is optional. I'm going to skip it by hitting enter. And enter again. If you already have an existing certificate from a public certificate authority, internal PKI, or another trusted source, you can use those instead of generating a new one. You'll just need to place the certificate and key files in the correct directory and configure Apache to use them. Those steps will be provided later in this video. If you need to generate a certificate sign request, key, and certificate using a local certificate authority, I've linked the documentation in the description below that walks you through the process. I'm going to run the clear command again to clear my screen. Now we need to sign our CSR to generate the actual certificate file. If you're using a local certificate authority, then you'll need to work with your security admins to get your certificate signed. For this example, I'll sign it using our own private key, creating a self-signed certificate that's valid for 1 year. To do this, I'm going to enter OpenSSL x509-rec-days, enter 365 for 1 year, -in, I'm going to enter my CSR file. In this case, that's Nagios Log Server.csr, -sign key. This will be our private key, Nagios Log Server.key-out, and I'm going to call the file Nagios Log Server.crt. This generates a CRT file, which I'll use as my public-facing certificate. Now, if you were to run the ll command, you should see your private key, Nagios Log Server.key, your certificate signing request, Nagios Log Server.CSR, and your public-facing key, Nagios Log Server.CRT. Next, we'll lock down the permissions on these certificate files to keep them secure. We don't want other users on the system to be able to read them, so we'll run chmod go-rwx Nagios Log Server.star. This will change the permissions for all three files that we created earlier. This command is going to remove, read, write, and execute permissions from the group and other users. Now, we'll need to configure Apache to use our new TLS certificate. We'll edit the SSL configuration file first. To do that, I'm going to run vi/etc/httpd/conf.d/ssl.conf. In this file, locate the field named SSL Certificate File by hitting the / button and typing SSL Certificate File. We're going to want to update this entry so it points to our public-facing CRT certificate. I'm going to navigate down. I'm going to hit I to go into insert mode. And in this case, my public-facing CRT certificate is located in /user local Nagios Log Server var certs, and the file is called Nagios Log Server.crt. Not far below, you're going to see SSL Certificate Key File. We're going to want to modify this to point to the private key that we made earlier. In our case, that is /user /local /Nagios Log Server /var /certs /Nagios Log Server.key. Next, we'll add some rewrite rules to properly route request. Scroll to the end of the file and insert this block. Now I'm going to hit escape and I'm going to right quit. Now let's make sure all traffic is forced to HTTPS by editing another Apache config file called nagioslogserver.conf. Inside this file, add the following lines to redirect all HTTP traffic to HTTPS. With our configuration updated, let's restart Apache to apply these changes. If you don't see any errors, that means everything was loaded correctly. Finally, let's test our setup by navigating to our server's HTTPS URL. If everything is configured correctly, you should see the Nagios Log Server interface load securely over HTTPS. And that's it. Your Nagios Log Server is now configured with TLS encryption, ensuring secure log transmission. If you enjoyed this video, please visit our YouTube channel for more helpful content. If further support is needed, please visit support.nagios.com. Thanks for watching. Stay secure and keep monitoring.